Can you hear? Yes. I think this should be all right. Can you hear now? Yes? Yes. Just hold it. Just hold it. And if I get tired, somebody else can. Shall we start? Yes? Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaveeryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Fourth verse, yes? अपगत गुण वर्ण जाति भेदे
अपगत गुण वर्ण जाति भेदे
सुखजिति विप्रविडाद्यहङ्कृतिं च
सुखजिति विप्रविदार्यहङ्कृतिं च
स्फुटयति सुतगदारगेहमोहम्
सुदयति सुतदारगेहमोहम्
घटितघटनापटीयसीमाया
घटितघटनापटीयसीमाया.
We saw the meaning, but it was in our last life. So just to repeat a little bit of the meaning, so that it is clear, because we are starting a fresh day. So let everything be also fresh in mind. Summarizing the meaning, then we'll go into each pada separately. Summarizing the meaning, what does the fourth verse say? Apagata gunavarna jati bhede. Again it starts with the truth of the self. And what is this I? From whom a few things have departed. All nouns have departed from this I. No noun, no adjective, and no color, no size, no shape, no form. So from all this, this is which is asparsham, arupam, agandham, achakshushrotram, apanipadam. This is how the Shastra describes that which the eyes cannot see, the ears cannot hear. That's one thing, but that which it itself is free of eyes, ears, etc., free of nouns, free of what? Adjectives, free of verbs, kriya, action, and free of all kinds of relationship. Jati guna kriya sambandha varjita. From whom all that has gone. This is my chit. This is me chit. Not even my chit. This is me in the form of Satchidananda, chit for short. And this Satchidananda is not a noun. It's not one among many nouns. It's not a quality. Sat, Chit, Ananda are not attributes of Atma. They are Lakshana of Atma. Lakshana means what? Definition of Atma. And so that is the idea. And then apagata guna varna jati bheda. And then what else? What is the next one? Sukhachiti, we already saw. Sukhachit, we saw in detail yesterday. In this chit, that is the of the nature of all unbridled happiness. Happiness, therefore, it is telling us number 4 verse is telling us, does not come with any identity. Identity-based happiness is what? Temporary. I'm a man. I'm a woman. And then what? After a while, you don't get that joy out of it. And many other things are also temporary. I got an award. What is this award? Something. I came first in something. I got an award. And after that, it gathers dust in the showcase. That's all it does. What are you going to do with that? Nobody even remembers. And after the person dies, as Pujya Swamiji would say, the gravestone would be what? 1899-1940. Yeah. And that dash includes all the awards. 3 marriages, 4 children, 20 grandchildren. All that is included in that dash. This is your biography. From womb to tomb, one goes. This life from womb to tomb. What happened? Nothing happened. Next life, womb to tomb, under the spell of Maya. And so, this is why this verse is important, very beautiful verse. And it says that Akhande, in this chiti, all these Bhedas are there. What is the Bhedas? Viproham, I'm a learned person. Vit, aham, I'm a vit also. Vit means I'm not so good. I'm adharmic, one meaning. Another meaning is I'm an accountant. No connection. I'm not saying all accountants are adharmic, okay? Don't go there. Yeah, 2 different meanings. And so, I'm an accountant. What do you do? I keep counting. What do you count? Other people's money, like a bank teller. That's what one does. You keep counting other people's money, and then you say, I'm an accountant, I'm famous, one person says. And then the robber also has his own ahankara. What does he say? I'm infamous, I'm the most wanted, and I'm still not caught. Yippee! This is what happens. Then he makes a Facebook post. This was actually a real story. So in the Facebook post, he told how he stole this from this particular shop. How he stole this very costly video game. $1,000, $2,000, something it was. Costly video game, console and everything. He stole from there. And how he stole, he didn't name the shop. But it was already in the news. And because of that Facebook post, they caught him. Dumb criminal. This is what Maya makes us do. Because of that ahankara, he got caught. If he had kept quiet, he would have just probably escaped the law. Not the law of karma, but at least the police. He could have perhaps escaped for a few more days, years, whatever. But here, this is what it is. I am famous, one ahankara. I am infamous, another ahankara. All these are not one's identities. These are not our identities. I am the owner of this body, that's also not, and I am as good as this body, that is also not my identity. So the identity is what? Satchidananda. If anybody asks, who are you? What should we say? Satchidananda. Of course, if you do that, you won't have many friends at the end of it. But at least in your mind you can say that. In the world you will say, I am so-and-so, son of so-and-so, daughter of so-and-so, wife of so-and-so, husband of so-and-so, that you can manage in the world. But inside what there should be an inner space, and inside what should be you be knowing, even as you're saying, I am husband of so-and-so, wife of so-and-so, what should you be knowing? I am Satchidananda. I am Satchidananda. And just right now, as though husband, as though wife, as though son, as though daughter. Otherwise, what happens? One will become completely caught. One will become completely caught in this Maya. So the study of Mayapanchakam is not to describe Maya and all her glory. No. Is to see how Maya eclipses my glory and how to come out of that eclipse. That is the reason we are studying Mayapanchakam. Not any other reason. It's not how to glorify Maya. No, Maya doesn't need any more glorification. So all these identities are small. And what are you? You are not small, you are all. All these identities are caused. They are because of this or that. I am famous because I am the wife of so and so. I am famous because I am the husband of so and so. There is a cause. So the identities are small, number one. Identities are caused. It's always because of something I am like this. And then identities are all the time, they are finite. They come to an end. And anything that comes to an end, if I am holding on to it, then there is a problem. In fact, we cannot say we are holding on to identities. Identities are holding on to us. You cannot go past the body. Something small happens to the body. Oh, I think I have fever. I don't know. Can't come to Vedanta class. Every morning body is aching. Can't attend. Like this. So many. But this is what is called Deha Buddhi. It feels like I'm talking like I'm in a karaoke club or something. Somewhere else what's coming out. Why? What is happening? No. Some kind of an echo is there. Yeah. Then, so then, these identities make you feel like there is even more of a complex because it's not all. The identity is small. It is always because. It is not the cause. And identities are all because you are God. That is why. This is the problem. And because of this, we have to take this very, very seriously. But how to come out of the identity? There's no way of coming out of the identity. If I'm in a man's body, how do I have an out-of-body experience and come out of the identity? That is not the idea. You may be in the body of a man, woman, whatever it is. But coming out of the identity is a cognitive affair. Still not okay. Still loud and there is some lag and a feedback. Are people having a hard time hearing in the back?
No, it's okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Shall we off it? Mic is too close. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah. Little further. We tried, but it is not working today. We tried, but it is having some problem. Too far, too close?
Yes.
Success. So far, so good? Yes? No? Yes.
Yes.
Show me at least one sign of life. Yes?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. So, the way to get out of these identities. Okay? Should I hold it?
No.
Okay. The way to get out of these identities is cognitively. For that, some background understanding is needed. There are three kinds of identifications in everybody's life. Says the Shastra, this is there in the Panchadashi and many other places. Panchadashi chapter 4 talks about these identifications that come along with the word. The word, Sanskrit word for identification or identity is tadatmya. Tadatmasya bhavaha tadatmyam. I am this. That is called identity. And so, the first identity is called sahaja tadatmya. The identification that is sahaja. Sahaja means natural. Supposing somebody pinches you, what will you do? You will say, ow, stop it. Why are you pinching me? If somebody pinches you, the person sitting next to you will not say ouch. They will say ouch. You yourself will say ouch. Correct? So that means what? You know when there is pain in the body. Nobody else can tell. Nobody else can tell, please take rest. You are tired. You know when you are tired and when you need to take rest. You know when your body is well, when your body has pain. And this Sahaja Tadatmya is Ishvara's creation, Ishvara Srishti. Ishvara Srishti. Why is it Ishvara Srishti? Because otherwise we will be leaving our body parts in various places. You go shopping, you don't just leave your jacket there or your wallet there by mistake, you leave a hand there. And you leave a leg there, come back, you don't even know. Thank God it is attached. Not only the limbs are attached to me literally, but they are attached to me figuratively also. I know when, if I touch something too hot, I know, okay, I have to quickly remove the hand. About 10 years ago, 1 decade ago, one lady in England had a stroke. Middle-aged lady, she was about 45, 50. She had a stroke, a massive stroke. And then she was in the rehab and everything. With God's grace, everything came back. She was able to resume her family life. She was able to resume her job. Miracle of God, except one thing did not come back. She had no pain sensation at all. No sensation. And she could very quickly, they found out she could not be allowed to go out alone anywhere because even the slightest thing she would not understand. And if she touched something hot, if there was fire, no sensation. If some big stone fell on her leg, no sensation, nothing. All the time she was full of cuts, bruises and everything, all the time. And so imagine if we are like that, you will be dangerous to ourselves and dangerous to others also because somebody has to look after us all the time. So therefore, the Sahaja Tadatmya, one knows one's hunger, one knows one's thirst, one knows pain, one knows pleasure. Everything one knows. Oh, this is a wonderful sensation because I'm standing in a cool breeze. This is a wonderful sensation. I can feel the air on my limbs. Very nice. So all this, we are what? We are the witness to all this because we are the managing, Bhagavan has made the managing trustee of this body as you. You are the managing trustee of this body because you alone have to look after this body. But unfortunately, what has happened? One thinks I am as good as this body. Well, this is one kind of identification. The second kind of identification is called karmaja tadatmya. Karmavihi jayate iti karmaja. Born of what? Karma. Born of karma. Tadatmya, an identification. Born of karma. And born of karma means what? First we have this body, then we have to ask the question, why this body? Why don't I have a body like Usain Bolt or Mike Tyson or some other Hollywood celebrity, Taylor Swift or somebody like that? Why I don't have a voice like Taylor Swift? Why is it that when I open my mouth I croak like a frog? Why is it that when she opens her mouth all these melodies come out? Why? Why is it that I have these kinds of parents? Loving, but why don't I have the kind of parents like those kinds of parents? And this is all why. No answer to all this. And being a Hindu, what will we say? Karma. So there is an identification born of karma. This is the body that you have. This is the kind of background you have. This is your parentage. It's all because of the law of karma. There is an identity with a particular body. And then the particular place that you were born, the particular place that you are working. And in fact, if you go to a gathering of friends or colleagues, and then you ask people in the company, how come you are here? Where are you from? And they will say, I'm from here, I'm from there, I'm from this and that. Maybe some kind of an international company, so many people have come. Then how come you're here? Well, you will not believe it. It's a total accident. I don't know how I'm here. How come you're working for the company? Each one will have a different story. And they will all say, by chance. How come you were born to these set of parents? Oh, my parents thought they were done with having a family. Suddenly I was born. And such stories are also there. Yeah. I met one woman, she was called Surprise. And this is why her name was Surprise, because nobody expected that she would be there. The parents thought they are done with the family. And then Surprise was born. Yeah. Our name for surprise is what? Bhagavan. Which is what it is. This is karmaja tadatmya. There is a certain karma, karmic connection there. Why I have this body, which is like a used car. Used car. It doesn't stop. And after it starts, it doesn't stop. And then it goes, creak, 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 creak. Some bodies are like that. They get up, tuck, 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 they will make a noise. Like old furniture. They will be creaking when they get up, when they sit down, when they lie down, everything. And certain bodies are like what? Tesla. Oh my God. And fit and everything. Driverless body. You don't have to do anything. It goes on its own. Self-powered body. Strong body. They can eat a stone and digest. They can digest anything under the sun or under the moon. Doesn't matter. And here, what are you trying to do? Trying to see what you can eat. Yeah, then first, it's like they say, up to the age 40, you eat the food. After 40, the food eats you. How do you think the food eats you? Well, that's when the person starts saying, I can't have sugar. It's eating into me, I'm diabetic. Borderline, but still, I eat sugar, avoid sugar. And then what? What is the other culprit? Gluten. Yeah. And gluten is, that's why it's called 10, because out of 10 things in the world, all the things will have gluten. Okay? Gluten. I can't eat meat, I can't eat gluten. And then what else? I can't eat grains. And then what else? I can't eat dairy, lactose. Yes. So then new things are there. Dairy free. And then the companies are also very eager to please us. And so they will say dairy free milk. What is dairy free milk? Milk without milk. That's what it is. Like decaf coffee, coffee without coffee. Yeah. It should be named coffee because it picks you up. Yeah. Coffee without coffee, and milk without milk, gluten without gluten, like this. And then a time comes where you cannot eat anything at all. So what do? For lunch, you go out of the front door and take a deep breath. Lunch. And for dinner, what do? Go out the back door and take another deep breath just for a change. The same thing food for sleep. So what are you now? Fresharian. I'm living on fresh air. You are no longer vegan, vegetarian, all those are long gone. Fresharian. So this is all what? Karma. Some other people's body, they can eat anything. They can even eat your head. Nothing happens to them. Nothing happens to them. Karmaja tadatmya. And then finally there is one more kind of an identity between oneself and all these accoutrements, body, mind, sense, complex, karma, etc. That is called Bhrantija tadatmya. Bhrantya jayate, that which is born of delusion, that which is born of wrong understanding. That is what delusion is. So Bhrantija tadatmya is what? Is taking the first two as good old me, bad old me. Why me? Each one thinks I'm singled out. I'm singled out by Bhagavan, I'm singled out by the universe, I'm singled out by my karma. Imagine 8 billion people in the world, all of them are saying what? Why me? Why not somebody else? Why me? Each one is saying that. And so, can you remove the first identification, which is Sahaja Tadatmya? Can you remove it? No. Ishvara Srishti. Can you remove the karmic identification? No. That is also Ishvara Srishti. But this Bhranti-based identification, taking the first two as the sum total of me, mine alone, is what? Jiva Srishti. Jiva's doing. Jiva's, what is that? Jiva's contribution. What kind of a contribution? Better not to contribute this. So, what is Bhrantija Tadatmya? It takes the first two as me alone. Sahaja Tadatmya, this body identification, which is just there given by Bhagavan to protect this body, is taken to be oneself. This is Bhrantija Tadatmya. And this karma, which was given because I deserved it, and this is what I needed, this is what needed to happen. This karma is taken to be, is taken personally. Why me? Why not somebody else? I have been targeted. I have been victimized. I have been singled out. This kind of an identification is all called Bhrantija Tadatmya. And that is what has to be removed. How to remove this kind of an identification? Study Vedanta. I'm already studying Vedanta, but it is not removed. What should I do? In the process of studying Vedanta, help yourself to some very important points. What are those points? Point number 1, do not take anything and anybody but personally. Depersonalize. Somebody said something, oh, they're looking at me wrongly. They're not looking at you wrongly. They just forgot their glasses at home. They don't know what they're looking at. We already talked about this incident. And then, maybe, don't take anything personally. How to not take anything personally? Point number 2, we understand that just like I have a background, and I have my own limitations, and I have my own issues, problems, etc. The other person also has a background. Oh really? What is their background? Don't go there. That's not our problem. We should just know our background. We should just know that the other person has a background. That's all we should know. We don't need to know anything else. The other person has a background, that's enough. I have a background, I have some issues. Oh, so this person is behaving like this because they also have a background. Which leads us to point 3. What is point 3? We grow from being a reactive person to a responsive person. Before, one is like a child, a permanent child. How everything you react. Oh, small thing happened. Oh no, this is what happened. Oh, make a big deal out of every single thing. A Vedantin, how do you distinguish between somebody who is a Vedantin and who is not a Vedantin? You have a name for that. Vedantin, Vedant out. Okay? Vedant in and Vedant out. So how do you distinguish between a Vedantin and a Vedant out? Well, the Vedantin will be taking everything in stride, taking everything as a for one's own self-growth. And the Vedant out will have an out-of-body experience whenever any small thing happens. The Vedant out makes everything small into something huge and big. The Vedantin makes everything big into something small. That is the growth. When you become so big through your study, through your sadhana, meditation, karma yoga, seva, you become so big that anything that you confront is all tiny, chota problems. You become bigger than your problems. It's like that book which children are made to read in school, Gulliver's Travels. Heard of that? Gulliver's Travels? So this Gulliver goes into one land of giants. And he's like a kida. He's so small, tiny, little thing he is. And he has to be worried because this big rock is coming. It's not a rock, it is somebody's shoe of this land of giants. Very frightened. Always afraid, always helpless, hapless, hopeless. All the time. And then the next chapter is in the land of his Lilliput. Lilliput means all tiny foot. Lilliputian land. And he's kind of watched the shore unconscious. And then he gains consciousness. And then in that time they are so afraid of him, all these little people. Who is this fellow? So they take one hair of his, tie him to a small peg, and then pin him down because they are afraid of him. Right now he's unconscious, okay, but then when he gets consciousness, what will happen to all of us? He will have us for breakfast, not even lunch and dinner. Nobody will be left. Tiny people, huge man here, and so they tie everything. They tie him with their small, whatever ropes, okay, yeah. It's not really rope, neither is it a rope, nor is it a snake, but it's for him, it's a small thread. And then he goes, when he comes to, he opens his eyes, turns his head, and all those pegs are like toothpicks. They just come out. He said also that in 2 seconds he's free of all these toothpicks. And he towers over them, and he is towering, they are covering. They are going on, oh, please, save us, help us. And so the first, see, this Gulliver travel also has some Vedanta in it, if you understand it properly. A Vedantin view of Gulliver's travels. This is how it is. So before one starts to study, one is in the land of giants. Oh my God, this is too much. I can't handle this. Why was I born? What is going to happen? OMG. One is in a permanent OMG. Okay, always mouth is wide open like that. OMG emoji. Yeah. Constant shock, constant surprise. Shock in Sanskrit is shoka, sorrow. Shock leads to sorrow, inevitably. And constantly like reactive. Oh no. Oh, you did this to me? Wait till you see what I do to you. That is reactive, upset. Like a ninja, Swamiji used to say. like a ninja, offensive and defensive. This is the situation for who? Vedanta in or Vedanta out? Vedanta out, you are right. And then as one starts to study, then one understands a very important thing, that whatever fault finding is there in the universe for me, whatever I see as flawed is what? Myself alone. You spot it, you got it. If you spot a problem, the hooks of it are deeply within yourself alone. And so if the hooks are within, then whatever you see, you will become reactive. At the smallest opportunity, one will become reactive. If one is reacting, that means there is some issue here. That's why the reactivity grows the closer the person is to you. If a stranger says something, some madman you meet on the road and he says something, he's ranting, raving, he says something about you and goes away. You're not upset, you're not disturbed. Because you say, oh, so there is some problem obviously. He's just saying something, madman, poor fellow. You even have sympathy, you have empathy for him. Poor fellow, hope he finds help. You just let him go, you don't even think about it. Somebody close to you says that, what happens? There is deep distress. Why is there deep distress and reactivity? Because of this wrong identification. Wrong identification with that person, with those particular issues, etc. Because of this wrong identification, Bhranti Jata Dharmya, all the small things become a very big deal. Much later you say, why was I so reactive? It's a small thing. And that reactivity is because of one's own non-understanding. Once Pujya Swamiji was invited to Diksha at somebody's place, and then somebody else also said, can I go with you, Swamiji? And Swamiji said, let me just call this person and make sure. And Swamiji had somebody call. And that person had a fit. Oh my God, one more person. Of course, if you are from Indian background, we will not say that. But this person was not from Indian background and very reactive, very upset. One more person, where will they sit? Oh my God, I'll have to bring an extra chair. I'll have to bring an extra plate. And what to talk of food? We have to cook extra food. OMG, what to do? And then Swamiji said to that person, doesn't matter, I'll take you somewhere else. You don't come today. And so that is where did this reactivity come from? The spirit. This person has a lot of Shraddha for Swamiji, and one should know that, what is that? The collateral damage of hosting the Swami is that maybe not will be a few people along. Yeah. That is the collateral damage. Yeah, whether they are invited or not, they will come along for free. This is how it is. But here there is a certain inflexibility. That inflexibility is because of his own background, her own background. Her own background was a lot of inflexibility. I cannot accommodate even one more person. I cannot accommodate. And how many people were going? You might be curious. Only 3. Yeah. Swamiji and 2 other people. And then there was place in the car for one more. So this man said, can I also join? So 3 people. And how many people were there in the host? 2 people. So 5. So every dining table has 6 settings. So they need not even have freaked out. But the freak out happened for this couple because there was inflexibility. The inflexibility is due to fear. Oh my God, I cannot change my plan. Something terrible will happen. This is the fear. One only is in touch with the inflexibility. In the unconscious mind, there is fear. Fear of becoming out of control. Oh my God, it's no longer in my control. What else will happen that will be out of my control? I have to fix this somehow. How best to fix it? But to preempt it. Let it not happen. And so, one goes around in a state of hypervigilance. This is all due to fear. And what is the fear due to? Childhood trauma, disapproval. and this fear of being blamed, fear of not doing things properly. And because of that, there is perfectionism, and that perfectionism causes even more anxiety. And this is what is Brahmtija Adaya. So the Vedantin is one who makes a sankalpa to grow bigger than the problems that confront him or her. That is the definition of a Vedantin. It's better to be in the land of Lilliput than to be in the land of the giants, correct? Yes, definitely. If you are in the land of Lilliput, you can be kind to them. Don't worry, I will not hurt you. The problems become small. The problems become like tiny children, cantankerous, tantrumy children who need to be put to bed. And this is what Anasuya did. Anasuya was a great sage. And then what happened to Anasuya? She was very beautiful. And these gods, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Ishvara, decided to test her because she was known as the most pativrata, the most faithful to her husband. And then they came, when he was out, they came. And then she was very sattvic lady and they came, these guys were Brahmanas, and seeing the Brahmanas at her doorstep, she washed their feet reverentially, invited them to the house, and then, gave them water to drink and said, "I will prepare your meal. Please sit down." And they said, "We have taken one vrat. What is your vrata? What is your commitment? We will only accept food from you if you serve us naked." Look at this. And they call themselves devatas. So, you should serve us without clothes on. Any other person would have been in a fix, like I have promised them Diksha, and then they are putting me in this impossible situation, what to do? So she said, yes, no problem at all. And she had done puja, she had a water pot still there, kalasha. She took some water, sprinkled it on all three of them, converted them into crying infants. Yeah. And then she happily removed her clothes and begged. This is what it is. This is Vedanta. You become bigger than the problems that confront you. This is what one has to do. And the inflexibility, and some people are very happy that they are inflexible. See, I don't let anybody get the better of me. This is what has to happen. 5 o'clock, wake up. 6 o'clock, puja. 7 o'clock, breakfast. 8 o'clock, something headache, because by that time it will be a mess. And then people are very proud. What are you doing? In last life, you were in the military. That's what has happened now. It is continuing. Yeah, it is continuing. Keep on blowing the whistle. And such people are very hard on themselves. They are not only hard on others. See, if you are hard on others, that means you are hard on yourself. So to get out of Bhramti Jagtadanya, the next point, I think 3 or 4, whichever it was. So the next point is you just be soft. You can't be soft towards the world unless you are also soft with yourself. Soft. You're soft towards that part of you which is crying and screaming to be hard. Just give yourself a hug. You give the inner child a hug and say, it's okay, it's all right. But I made a mistake. Make one more. Make sure you make new mistakes. Don't make the same mistake. Make new mistakes because there will be new opportunities to learn. This is what some comedians say. Make sure you make new mistakes each time. Don't make the same mistake. New mistake means new opportunity to learn. So you have to be soft. And when you are soft, this Bhramtija identity, the identity of this delusion, comes out of its hole. You come out of that hole. You grow. All soft, soft, soft. And then some more things what I should do is given in the second line. So, all these aham means identification. I am this, I am that, all that has to, this nonsense has to be dropped. I am learned. And then what? How long have you learned? Till the one starts to lose their memory. Then you say, never mind, you don't even talk about the learning. Because all that you are talking about now is the forgetting. And that also becomes a new identity. I am forgetful. First I am learned. Now I am forgetful. Where are you going to go with this? Endless. I am famous, I am infamous. All that has to drop because you see the finitude of it. The Viveka Vairagya itself will let you drop this because you see how finite and how shallow it is. Nothing comes out of it. If you know the Atma, if you know yourself, then you can enjoy all these identities. You can enjoy the trophies because you are not dependent on them. You can enjoy the people around you because you are not relying on them for your validation, for approval. You are not approval seeking from them. That's why you can enjoy them. This is fantastic. You can enjoy them because you are not seeking their approval. You can enjoy objects because really speaking they don't belong to you. So when even the things that belong to you, you enjoy them as not belonging to you, then you get a lot of happiness. This is a real story from the 1970s that Pujya Swamiji used to tell. This couple had a house and they moved to Dubai from India. And they had a very dear friend, so who loved their house. They said, why don't you stay here? You stay here. Oh, how can we stay for free? No, you pay whatever you want. Maintain the place nicely, and that itself is enough. And you look after our house, that's itself enough. We are like brothers and sisters, so you please stay. The couple was so happy, they said, oh my God, such a good friend. Who will do this? And they looked around the house, they said, oh, there's another cupboard here, there's one more room here, how nice, how convenient. They have recently remodeled, they are letting us stay, fantastic. Then these 3 happy years go by. They love this house and they, true to their word, they are taking care of this house nicely. They are paying all the taxes. They didn't have to pay rent, but they paid the taxes. They paid the maintenance, whatever needed to be maintained. Anything small, scratch, even they immediately got it repaired. They did all these things. And then what? One letter, registered letter comes in the post. And then there is a title to the house. And the letter from the friend, we are not coming back. Since you love our house so much, since you have taken care of it so nicely, you please keep it. And then for 2 minutes they did a dance. No? Not Radha Krishna dance. They did a big dance. 2 minutes. After that they said, let us go, now that it is our house, let us go around and see. Kaisa lagta hai? Up till now also it was their house only. They were living there, they were cooking there, they were sleeping there, they were eating there. So suddenly because of that piece of paper, it said it is in their name, they wanted to go look at it. And then they said, hey, this is paid up, this is crooked. Have you seen this before? Wife says, husband says, I never noticed this before. See, this is crooked. Oh my God, did you see the crack near the ceiling? They have lived there for 7 months. Nothing happened. Sit. Yeah, so, good job. Did you see the crack here? And then where is the crack? In the head. Okay, yeah. One in a crack pot. That is why. Did you see this crack here? Oh my God. And you see, the crack is running all down. From ceiling to floor. Bada crack hai. That means the foundation also must be affected. That's why he is giving you the house. Yeah, that's why it is in our name, because by the time you repair it, it will cost as much as the house. That's why they are giving you. And then after that, they will miserable. You see what happens? When that ahamkara, I-ness, my-ness, mamakara, This is all Bhrantija Tahadatmya. And that is what the second line is going to say. The second line is saying Sputayati. Sputayati means makes obvious, manifests. Manifests what? Suta Dara Geha Moham. So Sputayati. So Ahankritim, see this Ahankritim Sputayati. This Sputayati should go with Ahankritim also. This Ahankara, the identification, it makes obvious, and it also makes obvious Sputayati, Moham Sputayati. So Sputayati has Dehali Deepanyaya. It is like the light in between two houses. It will light up both. So Sputayati, what Sputayati? Ahankritam Sputayati. The I-ness it manifests, and also it manifests the delusion, Bhrantim, Moham cha Sputayati. It creates Moha. And what is that? What is the Moha? Moha for 3-4 things. What are they? Suta. Suta means what? Child. My child, okay. Me child. Once I was teaching this, somebody said, are you telling us not to love our children? I said, no, please love your children, because nobody else is going to love your children. You only have to love your children. But the moha is the conversion from my child to me child. Putre pushte aham pushtaha, putre nashte aham nashtaha. If the child is doing well, I am okay. If the child is not doing well, I am not okay. Once we had some function in the ashram, Lalita Sahasranama chanting, and then, the people came, the women came, the men came, they were all looking very agitated. I said, what happened? Our children are having the exam tomorrow. I said, relax, you are not having the exam. And that they hadn't even thought about that. They said, oh, okay. But how will they do? I said, that is not, right now we can't say it's in Bhagavan's hands. How will they do? Depends on how they might have studied, not tonight, but all these days how they studied, that's how they will do. You can't, it's not in your hands. Relax. So this is my child is equal to me child. That is Bhranti. That is Moha, delusion. Every parent goes through this. Especially with teenagers and young adults. Are you coming with me dressed like this? Yeah. Child says, what? Teenager will say, shrug the shoulders. Say what? First of all, they won't hear you because they have noise cancelling headphones. You are the noise they are trying to cancel out. Okay? Yeah. You are the noise. And then they will say, so what? Everybody is wearing this, mom, dad. You cannot come out with me dressed like this. Why? What will people think of me? And the child also has a response ready. I didn't ask to be born. It's correct also, And so, this way, because the child's dress, or lack thereof, is what? Is a statement on you. That is what the parent thinks. It's a statement on me. The child's manner of dressing, the manner of behavior is a statement on me. So what should I do? Pretend, go to the party, pretend you don't know them. Who is that? I don't know. That's just a joke, but really we have to have some boundaries, healthy boundaries. I was teaching once in Washington, D.C., and this 88-year-old man came and said, can I have a private talk with you? I said, sure. And then, what? My son is not listening to me. Can you make my son listen to me? How old is your son, sir? 58. How old are you? 88. Om Namah Shivaya. We don't know how to stop parenting, especially Indians. We do not know how to stop parenting. Once we start, we don't know how to stop. Keep on going, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, if we were still more alive, great-great-grandchildren also we will be going and taking care of. So, this way we have to know when to stop parenting. This is when I decided we have to have a cut-off parenting age. 50. Oh, when I'm 50, no, no, no. When your so-called child is 50, stop parenting. Okay? Stop telling them what to do, where to go, what to wear, what to not wear. Stop. The child is not a statement on you. The child has come, this we already said the first day. The child has come from Bhagavan. What is it? Prasada. Yes. Prasada comes in all forms. The child is not a statement of, no matter what it is how it is. You have to see it as a gift. Some gifts are very easy to accept, and happily you accept. Why? My child is brilliant, my child is beautiful, handsome, my child is great, my child is quick, my child is prasada. And another child, no prasada. Why? My child is slow, my child is not quick, my child people don't find it good looking, my child is autistic. All these things are also prasada. Absolute prasada. And we have to be able to see that. The I-ness connected to the child is because of Jnanti. And what is the antidote to that? Bhagavat Sharanagati. Surrendering to Bhagavan, becoming a Bhakta, and every day you place the child in the lap of Bhagavan. You please take care of him, you please take care of her, she belongs to you, he belongs to you. You please see. That is what. So Sutta, and what's the other one? Dara. Sutta Dara is, Sutta Dara. Dara means wife. Sanskrit is very interesting because we have many words for wife, and they are like we have Bharya, feminine, Patni, feminine, and then we have, what else? We have Kalatram, neuter, but it means wife. And we have Dara, which is masculine, which also means wife. But Dara is not a good word. Dharayati Bhratrun causes separation in the family by making the brothers fight. This is a bad stereotype. Yeah. Don't use the word Dara. Here it is used because of the meter. If they had said Bharya, the meter, Brigendra Mukha meter would have fallen off, would have gotten derailed. And so, Dara, wife, spouse. Wife means spouse. That's why the masculine is used, so you can take it either way. Wife or husband. That is the moha. This is how the wife is. This is how the husband is. Whatever the husband does is not a statement on the wife. Whatever the wife does is not a statement on the husband. This we have to understand. Again, one more Pujya Swamiji story, because everybody in any question time, they want Pujya Swamiji stories. So today, lot is coming up. Once I went to Riksha with Pujya Swamiji. Big house, wonderful people, very nice. But it was very clear that the lady was in charge. So they greeted Swamiji at the door, they greeted us at the door, and then she only greeted, he was just standing there. And then Swamiji was admiring something there in the house. She was also standing there explaining what this painting was and where they got it from, how it is an original. All this she was explaining, and he was just standing there. And she looked at him and said, "What are you doing standing here?" And so then he trotted off and stood on the other side. What does he do? He sat down. He ignored. He didn't trot off. That happened later. Then he thought, okay, maybe I shouldn't be standing. He sat down. Okay. When he sat down, then she explained a few more things, made Swamiji sit down, and looked around, and there he was sitting down. What? We are the host and you are sitting down. Exactly, never satisfied. And then so he stood up. He stood up and just adjusted his dhoti, stood up, and then he trotted off to that side, out of line of sight, out of sight, out of mind. That's what he thought. And so So he went and stood that side, and then, so she just gave Swamiji something to drink, and then muttered around, welcomed a few more guests. When she welcomed the guests, she saw him standing by the door, and then she said, "What? How many times have I told you not to stand there?" And then Swamiji was watching carefully. Even though he was interacting with other guests, he was watching carefully. He called that gentleman by the name. "So come here, sit down here." Made him sit right on the feet. Now that shut up the wife totally, because she cannot say anything. Swamiji has asked him, and now her husband is sitting right next to Swamiji. Right? And then so she also came and sat down. And the afternoon went off very well. Pujya Swamiji knew all these tricks, how to handle people. He was a master of psychology. Really, so amazing, so beautiful. And so this is, that lady is just completely identified, and whatever the husband does or does not do is a statement on her. Yeah. And so that was okay till the lunch was served. When the lunch was served, she was monitoring how much he's eating and what he's eating. Then I was also right there when he went to help himself for something. And then she said, "You are taking that second time?" And I said, "Does he have any problems? Does he have cholesterol?" Because I thought maybe, he's helping himself to dahi vada, maybe he has cholesterol. No, doesn't have. Does he have diabetes? No. He's perfectly healthy. Then he'll eat. No, I didn't say that, but but that is the idea. Whatever you eat is a reflection on me. Whatever you do, reflection on me. It's as good as me. Whatever you don't do is a reflection on me. Sutta Dara. And then you can also include pets. So, if somebody is taking, this happens in the United States a lot. I'm going for my morning walk, and somebody is walking their dog, or rather the dog is walking them. So who is going in front and me? Dog is walking them. Okay. So just by way of conversation, because in America you have to keep saying hello to everybody. Yeah. And so here, so I say, "Nice dog." What does the person say? "Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you." I didn't say nice you. I said nice dog. Dog should say woof woof. Dog should say that. So this is the wrong identification. Totally wrong. And even worse, nice t-shirt you're wearing. What do you say? "Thank you, thank you." I'm not saying you look nice in the t-shirt. What am I saying? T-shirt is nice. T-shirt should say thank you, but T-shirt being jada means inert, doesn't say anything. What do you say? "Thank you very much," and you give me a big smile. What does that mean? Tadatmya. Moha-based identification, Bhranti. Everything I have is as good as me. Everything I don't have is also as good as me. I don't have this, somebody else has this. I don't have that. I wish I had that. This is all a recipe for what? Total and complete disaster. And then what was that here? Sutadara Geha. Geha means what? House. We already illustrated that using Pujya Swamiji's story. My house becomes me house. Nobody says me house, but one thinks me house. Because if I come to your house and say, "What a lovely house," the house will not say thank you very much. You will say thank you very much. Because there is a sense of ownership, that's okay. Ownership is not a wrong thing. But when ownership means it's just a fact, objective fact. I own this house, I have the papers to show for it, I am paying the installments, you are not paying the installments, it is my house. Okay? But there is a big difference between ownership and possession. You can own many things, but when you start to possess something, that becomes moha. Subjectivity enters when you are possessing something
Or better yet, when something is possessing you, if you are possessing it, chances are that it is also possessing you. That's why Pujya Swamiji used to laugh. When people used to say, I am a householder. Okay, come to you are holding the house. Okay, you are holding the house, come to the ashram, leave everything. Oh, how can you leave? Oh, what to do? You're not a householder. What are you? House held. Held by the house, possessed by the house. Possessed is also a term that is used for mad people. They are possessed. Yeah, one is as good as mad or mad with moha. So ownership is objective, possession is subjective. Whether something or someone possesses you or whether you possess something or someone, it has to drop. All this micromanagement has to drop. The hypervigilance has to drop. The control has to drop. Live like a stranger in your own house. Really, you will be so much happier. You will be so much happier. Oh, that means I never have to clean up. I didn't say this. Live like a guest in your own house. Oh, that means I don't have to clean up. No, I didn't say live like a pest. Live like a guest. Fine difference. Yeah. We'll take a small break, 15-minute break and come back. Om Purnamada
Purnamidam Purnam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.